Toye Johnson-Vincent, motivational speaker, certified life coach, keynote speaker, and HR talent acquisition professional. I hope you're having an awesome week. I know you are. And I hope that you've been feeling great all week long. And it's really close to the weekend, so that should make it even better, right? Well, guess what? First of all, a little bit about me for those of you who have never seen any of my videos or anything like that, or don't know as much about me as I would like you to. I'm just going to let you know a little bit of insight about me and how I may be able to help you as an individual or your group or organization from a standpoint of motivational speaking and presentation topics that are really centered on career development as well as life skills journey. And that is correct. So those are the topics that I bring with a beam of light to your audience to make sure that you are just as excited and your audience is taken care of more than 100%. In essence, if you invite me to speak, inspire, and empower your audience, I assure you I will bring more than my A game. I will bring my A+ game. Now, moving into the topic for today, let's touch on something. I know we're in a new year in 2020 and everybody was all up and about regarding getting started on their new projects and just making waves and really getting through January and almost now through February, right, of 2020. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about, and you've probably heard many speakers, coaches, and authors talk about this topic, and that would be setbacks. Setbacks, or something that just obstacles and setbacks. You had no control over them, but it happened anyway, right? And, excuse me, also, something that you did have control over, by the time you figured it all out, something went awry. And then it was the now what factor. Now, no matter what, if you are working a traditional 9-to-5 or you're an entrepreneur doing your own thing, just making boss moves, and hats off to those of you who are doing your own thing, and double hats off to people who are in the traditional 9-to-5 who enjoy what they're doing. So each person is an individual, and that's what I love. That's unique. That's what makes us all different. And right on to that fact is the fact of how we deal with adversity. How do we deal with the obstacles that we face from time to time? How do you deal with it? What do you do? Okay, now I talk a lot about planning and career planning from point A to point D, and many of my career development videos, you'll find them specifically out on YouTube, and of course LinkedIn on the professional career site. You'll find it there. On my Facebook page I tend to share, and a few clips will be out on my Instagram as well. And that's a heads up so that if you are interested in following me further regarding topics such as these, career development and your life skills journey, please feel free to do so. Right away, let me just first of all, before we get even further into this topic about obstacles and how can we actually avoid them, okay? Well, you can reach me at www.tjvempowersyou.com. Again, my website is www.tjvempowersyou.com. So make sure you're saying the letter U, not Y-O-U. You got me? I know you do. All right. So anyway, when we're talking about obstacles, we know that they're there. We know it happens. No matter what, you could just be going about your daily business. You're driving your vehicle, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, somebody may just be coming along, not paying attention, for whatever reason, and now you may have a little fender bender, and hopefully everyone is okay, right? Well, even prior to that, maybe you were having the best day, you went outside and you had all of your notes and everything, you had a meeting scheduled, new clients, potential clients, you were doing your thing. And then all of a sudden, hey, you even forgot the notes at home. Has that ever happened to you? Make sure you put that in the comments. Have you ever had all of your ducks in a row? You stood up all night long practically. You had a meeting scheduled the next day to meet with your team or your management team, or for that matter, maybe you are the CEO. And for my executives out there, please give me a shout out. I'd appreciate it. Let me know if you need me to come in and just talk to your corporate teams. I'm available with my HR talent background. And let's face it, even if you are the CEO or the COO or the person that's making all of the decisions for an entire group of people working under them, right? And if you think about it, let's face it, even CEOs, making boss moves can make mistakes, have obstacles. And the key is, rein it in, the key is, now look, I'm not going to whisper too. Did you hear me? Guess what? I didn't say a thing, but I'll say it now. Listen to this. This is the secret. This is what they do. The boss moves, the CEOs, the people making moves every single day, right? Let's face it, they're out there. I know a few of them myself, right? And I'm telling you, if you sit down and have a conversation with many of the successful people who are in that C-suite right there, they're there making those moves every single day. They will tell you there are days that even the obstacles get in their way. Now, I whispered that. Obstacles get in their way too. You thought it was only you. You were probably thinking this only happens to you. It does not. So, when you think about how can someone of a C-suite level, right? And the CEO and the COOs, and we have so many going on now. I can't even keep up with all these titles. But the reality is, some of us will make mistakes. In fact, most of us, if not all, will have an obstacle, or we will make that mistake. We'll give the wrong report. The report was due yesterday. We'll have the wrong deadline. All of this computer technology, mobile phones, laptops, tablets, you name it, we're so connected. But then we forgot something as basic as just saying, yes, we'll be at the meeting. Now, I'm using that as an example, but let's face it, it's a very serious thing. If you are responsible for a team and getting things done, and all of a sudden everyone relied on you, but you don't even have the notes that you prepared because you walked out of the door without the notes. How does that happen? A lot of that happens from distraction. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a bad CEO. It does not. CFO, Chief Financial Officer, who has the dollars and cents in their hands practically. And that's just metaphorically, right? They have all of the documentation regarding finances of the company, and then all of a sudden they have a meeting and you're thinking, well, I'm sure, my comptroller has it, so I'll be okay. But the reality is you have to be okay with the decisions that you make. And that means it doesn't matter the level. You could be an entry-level person just starting your job, but you still have a responsibility. You're challenged with certain tasks that have to be done or created or developed over time. And that's all I'm really talking about. So the setbacks could mean, we were thinking about you. You were supposed to be that responsible one in the morning. We're having this fantastic meeting, and now you show up, you don't have it in your hand. How do you explain that to the group of people sitting at the table? if you have a comment, I would love to hear. If this has ever happened to you, please let us know. How did you handle that? And I mean really briefly, just give me a brief synopsis of, please don't mention companies, do not mention names, none of that. Just leave in the comments just a basic scenario, maybe 2 or 3 lines. How did you handle it? So maybe you can help someone who is listening to this motivational video, educational video, informative video. They can understand what they may be able to do if they're ever faced with something like that. Now, how many of you out there have been in meetings? Now, this is a different kind of setback. You've actually been in the meeting, you were called to the meeting, you're there, you are actually now going to run this meeting. But guess what? You didn't know you were going to run the meeting. So, are you prepared? Were you prepared? If that scenario describes you, let me know about that. Have you ever gone into a meeting not even expecting to say anything? You just thought you were part of a team and they wouldn't call on you. They couldn't possibly call on you because you had nothing to do with the presentation that was about to start or happen or throughout. But then all of a sudden, someone thought that you, because of the department you worked in or your title or what have you, thought it would be a great idea for you to chime in. Has that happened to you? Let me know in the comments. And how did you handle it? Give us some tips on how you would handle a situation like that. Now, I've been in that situation before, and it's not the easiest, but this is what I find. If you are going to be engaged, and I don't want to go off topic too much, but if you happen to been invited to a meeting, you're there, and you just believe, you're going to sit around and listen, not actually engage, at least certainly not be called on to chime in. Well, I'm saying to you going forward, if that you believe, anytime you're going into a meeting, let's face it, always bring your bring your A+ game. If there's something going on in another department that you normally have some communication with them, just expect that you may be called on. Don't feel like it's a setback because you weren't prepared. And this is what I'm saying to you. When you're prepared all of the time, you do not have to get ready all of the time. You are already prepared. Now I'm going to say that again because it'll sound like double talk to you. When you are prepared for anything in life, your life skills journey, your career, you don't have to get ready because you're already ready. Capital READY. That's right. And that's the good news. Because for people who always say, well, I'll be ready, I have my notes, I'm sure they won't call on me or anything. Let's face it, your day may be coming and coming shorter than you think about being called on. And again, put in the comments if this has ever happened to you. And did you feel it was a setback? Because some people may take it as, well, that's a setback. No one will have any more respect for me at my corporate job or even or your clients. If you're an entrepreneur and you have clients or potential clients and you didn't come with your A game or prepared, and all of a sudden you were thinking you were going to talk about one thing, right? Maybe it's on a coaching call or, my primary background was HR, and I've had it a lot over the years. I don't do a whole lot of HR recruiting at this point. My focus is more on speaking and coaching. But as a corporate recruiter, absolutely, someone would call, I would talk to them about this particular position or a particular position and giving them all of the details that I could share with them at the time about a particular, the particular job. And then it went into something else. It went into a whole thing about benefits. I mean, come on, we know this, right? So the key was, how did I handle it? Well, I handled it the best way I could. Number one, I gave them as much information about benefits because, of course, I'm an employee, so I should know something about benefits, right? If I'm trying to recruit someone, I made it my business to learn and cross-train, at least at a bare minimum, so that I was aware of what goes on within the benefits department and how it actually runs and what it means for a new hire, so that when it got around to making job offers, or sometimes I did presentations in throughout the new hire orientation for many companies. And it's not uncommon for the recruiter, believe it or not, there would be a benefits person, but the person that was, I was their first line of communication, and they would come back to me, and I would be trying to say, no, now you're on board, you need to talk to so-and-so that handles benefits. So that is somewhat of a longer scenario, but in more detail. But again, it just really calls for being prepared. Be prepared. Check out the other departments. If you are working in that traditional 9 to 5, ask to be cross-trained, and you won't worry about setbacks anymore. Now, setbacks in terms of life skills journey, because remember, I helped you, navigate your career and or your life journey. That's pretty much part of my coaching theme. And there will be people that will have setbacks in their lives. It could be because of something going on with the family, very serious things. There could be a grief and loss in families. And then people have setbacks where they have to wait a moment before they go back to work, and all sorts of reasons why people need to do a quick turnaround, so that even though they lost some time, they still come back and eventually they get back to their A game and A+ game status. Now, setbacks are there because it's life. It will happen. You may not be feeling well, so your presentation that you had scheduled for the next day, perhaps they had to cancel it, and you feel awful, right? You've had all these things going on, and you were ready, and then all of a sudden, maybe if you weren't sick or didn't feel well, maybe someone in the family wasn't feeling well, and you had to stay home to take care of them, right? We have our families. Some of us have kids or what have you, spouses, significant others, etc. But the family dynamics is very close to your heart, right? You're passionate about it, and that became your priority. So you may feel that you've had a setback, and because you just weren't available when you should have been. And the bottom line is, setbacks will be there. Most of us will encounter them. It would be hard pressed to find people who've never had them in their entire life, no matter the age, okay? So whether it was through your high school, whether it was through your college years, collegiate years, through your professional years, and even up to and including today, even as you're looking at this video or commenting on it. So, what to do? That is the question. Let's go with the answer. Number one, realize in real time the reality of life is that you will encounter a setback, whether it's through your career or your life skills journey that involves not only you, it could be family, it could be friends, anything like that. And it's going to make you want to step up your game because you feel like, oh no, I got there so far, I was so far ahead in my career, and now this. Oh, now they aren't looking to promote people from within. They're going outside. All sorts of scenarios. You thought you were going to get that degree, and then you didn't have enough credits. Now look, there are tons of people out there like that, right? Okay, and then of course there's always you, just capital Y-O-U. You just really authentically wasn't ready for the next step that would have occurred in your life or your career, and so it became of an obstacle. But it may have been more of emotional, mental obstacle versus just the physical obstacle, something sitting in your way, I can't move it out the way, none of that. And so at this point, what will you do? You still have to move forward. And you can ask for help, because the number one reason why when people get setbacks and they just feel alone, and they don't ask for help, they don't recruit help, they won't tell the boss or whoever you're reporting to, you won't tell your clients or potential clients that you need to delay some scheduling, some things going on, and you want to revamp your schedule just so you have a minute to breathe. So when you don't do that, then you are really setting yourself up. Hear me out. You potentially are setting yourself up for a setback. And that's how it works. So no more of that. Going forward, moving your career forward, moving your life skills journey forward. That's what it is. Yes, it's 2020, but you should have been moving forward all along from last year of 2019, year before that, 2018, and so on. You want me to go back 2017? You know how it works. So at this juncture, you want to be successful. You want to realize there will be obstacles, and the best way to meet the challenges of obstacles, because again, you will get some, maybe not as many as someone else, but you can expect some in life. So just try to be more prepared, okay? And getting your ducks in a row, just really trying to get more prepared and start really focusing in on your authentic self, so that when obstacles become, just seem like the big picture to you, oh no, you're not going to make that a big picture and not go forward and achieve your goals and be successful. Absolutely not. You will continue on the journey of success. So, I hope you enjoyed my topic today regarding setback and moving forward. And again, I do wish you all of the success in whatever your goals are. If you are looking, you or your organization is looking for a trainer, a speaker, a coach, I am Toye Johnson-Vincent, your no sugarcoating coach. And you can learn more about me through my bio and my presentations, and of course, my hashtag resilience. I have a story and I'd love to share it on the right platform. Learn more about me. Just check out my website and my story of resilience, and more career tips via YouTube, LinkedIn, my Facebook page, and of course Instagram. So with that said, www.tjvempowersyou, the letter U.com. I'll say it again, www.tjvempowersyou, the letter U.com. I hope to see you soon. Until we see each other again, success is in your future. Have a great day.